Little
thing.
cups?
I got lazy and grabbed the cup. They
Oh,
probably have little things, you know.
okay. I'll
I'll
grab you
probably.
some regular.
Hey, I appreciate it. Okay, we got our chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, eggs. Are we ready to chow down over here? Well, I guess ribs that high.
There
Thank
you
you.
are.
I was hearing that you work at Disney.
It takes me from here because normally when I work at Disney, I leave straight from here and I
And
shoot
then
over
go over
there.
there.
So I
Wow.
just shoot down. I look into the 60. I take the
Okay.
60 to the
Oh, it's not
57.
all. I forget because I'm still not over here. So it's not that far. Was it about half an hour from here?
About an hour,
About an
depending on
hour.
traffic.
Okay.
Some
Wow.
yesterday I got there in like 45 minutes. Traffic was
Nice.
flowing amazing, so it was it just traffic is a hit or miss. But I would say
Yeah.
between 45 minutes to an hour.
How long are you doing that? Because
I've been there 2 years.
Okay, that's
I've been
awesome.
here 11, and I've been there two.
Okay. Okay.
So, but
Wow.
what started it there was I have adult children, but I have
Yeah.
still the 13-year-old left.
Okay. Right. Right.
And then I have a granddaughter who's 14, and I have
Right.
one that's 4 now also, but my 14, so they're my daughter and my granddaughter. I raised both of them. Well, clearly I raised my own, but I raised my granddaughter as well between me and my mom. And so I had her with me always, and since they were, 1 years old, I've had a pass for Disneyland.
Oh my God.
And it runs like $1,000 for an adult, because I
It
wanted the one that
sounds like
had
you
like
did
the
a smart
parking
move. You got
and
a
stuff.
job, and
And so
now.
then, but they used to be really strict as far as like tattoos and stuff go. So I never even thought to apply. I mean, clearly I have tattoos, so
Yeah.
it was just not one of those things. So then COVID happened when the parks reopened back from COVID and everything kind of came back online as far as, them being back open. We started noticing when we would go to the park, like, well, okay, that guy has a arm tattoo, and that girl has a. So I started noticing tattoos and men with beards. That was not something that you did before. They didn't. It was a very clean cut type thing. So, okay, men with beards. Okay, I see people with tattoos, and then we saw a cast member walk by, a gentleman, shoulder length hair with a beard. His uniform was a dress. And so I was like,
Wow.
what's
Sounds like
going
they
on?
did. Some people say a 360, but it's really, I guess, a 180 or
Yeah,
an
I
about.
don't know. I was like, okay. So then I started looking into it and asking questions. Like when we would go on the rides, I'm like, oh, so they're not something. I'm like, oh, no, things have changed. So I was like, okay. So I applied.
Timing when. Now, can I ask what type of character or whatever you
I
do?
work in one of the restaurants.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
just
that's
a
good. So
hostess.
they're
So
with the mostest, right?
yeah. So I just kind of check you in for your reservation, get you
Right.
sat at your
Okay.
table
Oh,
and stuff,
okay.
and I'm inside the parks. So we have two out here. We have the Disneyland, and then we have the Disney California Adventure. So I
I'm
work.
from Florida, so when you mentioned, I get one's Disneyland
There,
and
yeah,
one's Disney
you guys
World.
have Disney World because
Okay,
you have so many more. We
right.
have Disneyland,
Okay.
and like I said, you have California Adventure, and I work inside the California Adventure. The Disneyland side is more geared towards children, like smaller children. They only serve alcohol in like a couple restaurants that you have to consume
Right,
inside
right.
the restaurant. California Adventure, I tell people, it's like Vegas. You can walk around and drink. There's
Really?
places to
Wow,
buy
wow.
alcohol all through the park, and
Uh-huh.
you go on rides and you're drunk. We have a lot of Disney adults. We have a lot of regulars. You know,
You know,
and
it's another thing that I noticed, like on their cruise ships. I haven't been on that cruise, but they don't have casinos on it and stuff, so it keeps it family oriented.
Right.
And it's hard now because there's a lot of changing, and it looks like they're changing with the times a little bit. You don't want to.
they're considered to be all inclusive now
Right,
because
right.
they have to include everybody.
Everybody, yep,
And
yep.
so, like, we're not allowed to be like, "Hey guys, come this way." We have to call everybody friends. We can't be like, "Thank you,
Really?
ladies." You can't refer to
To
any
a-
specific gender.
Oh, I gotcha.
There's
I didn't
we mess
even
up
know
all the
that.
time because it's hard to not be like, "Hey
I
guys."
think if they
know.
focus on the friendly aspect of it,
Yeah.
it works out because that's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to offend. You're not trying to, point out.
Right.
What is the saying they say? We listen, we don't ask questions, and we don't judge.
Yeah, exactly. like I said, once I found out that they were acceptive of more things, I was
Right,
like, say less.
lenient and
So
stuff.
I applied, and with that, I really did it for the perks.
Sure,
You know,
sure. When's the perks kick in immediately?
immediately. Yeah,
Wow.
immediately the perks kick in. So
You're
with that,
saving a ton, and you're working there, and you know what's going on, and
yeah,
gosh,
it's
you must
great.
know the parking side out,
And I
maybe?
already did because of being
A
a
member, a
pass holder
pass
for
holder.
so many years, and we were there twice a week.
Oh,
So
wow.
I
So
know
it's
all the
really,
ins and
really,
outs. It was great. But yeah, so I can go 365 days a year
right.
to any of the four. So I can go to California, Florida,
Oh, it
Paris, and
includes,
Shanghai.
oh,
And
goodness.
then on top of me getting to go whenever I
You get
want,
extra
I can
tickets?
take 3 people 16 times a year. So I have 16 here, 16 in Florida, 16 in Paris, and 16 in
Man,
Shanghai.
I mean,
And I don't pay for parking. We have our own.
what do they get for parking
It's like
nowadays?
45
Oh, my
bucks.
God, for the day. Wow, wow.
And then we have our own stores with discounted
Mm-hmm.
merchandise. We get discounts. So
You sold me. Where do I sign up? You know, I want
right.
to sign up.
And so from October to February, we get 40% off of all merchandise.
Right.
Other than that, we get 20. And then after you're there 3 years, it bumps up to 30.
Aw-
So,
Awesome. That's a good choice because
it's
it's a long-term, short-term, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
How long you plan to still stay working over there? Just curious.
as long as I can. I only work
Fantastic.
like 2 days there right now.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll do 3.
That's
But I try
awesome.
to make it so my days off here and my days off there are the same
Same,
days
so
off.
you get the full break.
Yeah.
Very good.
So-
Hey, I'm really, really impressed.
Yeah.
I'm John, by the way.
I'm
Listen,
Casey. Nice to
Casey,
meet
nice
you.
to meet you. If you want to check out, I didn't have you on, but I'm doing me.
Oh,
It's
okay.
John the Driver, and you check it out
Nice,
there. And
nice. On YouTube?
yep,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
you
I'll
know.
check it out. I'll be like, I know that guy.
Yeah, appreciate it, appreciate it. And I'm a talker, so I get
Me too,
that.
me too, that's
You
all.
are. Yeah, well, that's good. It makes you a people's person, but if you get time.
I've been a server since I was a teenager, and people are always like, Casey, you're not very friendly. And I was like, but I'm
What?
getting paid to be friendly. So, I am very outgoing.
Oh, I got you.
and
Well,
stuff.
you got to flip the switch. If you were a hairstylist, people don't realize you got to get in somebody's comfort zone, and you got to have not just the skill, because sometimes people overlook. Because if you're really good, and they don't like you, but they like your work, that's
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
to a certain degree. But to have the whole ball of
I just
wax,
learned a long time ago. I'm only going to be with you for a short period of time.
Right.
And I've been here, like I said, 11 years.
Right.
So I've learned with drivers, you might come in grumpy,
Oh.
but you feed off of other people's energy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I come up and I'm smiling and I'm happy, you
it'll
could be
change
grumpy.
it. But let me tell you, a lot of drivers need to know when you come through that door, Country Pride, you're coming in here, leave it out there.
Yeah.
You could think about it, make your phone call, but just put it on pause. Just
And that's
ball
friendly.
it up. Yeah.
As an employee, my home life stays outside that door. Whatever I
Right.
have going on, it doesn't follow me in. I
Right. So the 2 guys you shot last week,
Right.
it stays out
That
there.
stays out there,
It doesn't
and,
affect. You don't bring it in here.
Yeah.
You wash your hands. You let it go. And like I
Exactly.
said, we listen. We don't ask questions, and we don't judge.
you enjoy.
Hey, Casey, awesome talking to you. Wow, that's something. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Anyway, we're digging in. We're gonna have our mashed potatoes with the white gravy. It's awesome. I'm definitely a people's person. I like to listen to people. If I have the time to and it's not rushed. Everybody's interesting. They got an interesting story. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't reading any of. Hey, Sarah. Jesus loves you too as well. Good morning. Hope you find yourself doing well. Anthony, let's see. Do you know the song "How Can You Refuse Him Now"? I don't know that song. I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm a music type person, and there's a lot of music that I do know because I listen to a wide range of genre of music. But I may know the song, but I don't know it by the title. Ropey, how you doing today? I can count on the pixels. Oh my God, is it that bad? Oh shit. Sorry about it. I thought about recording it and then uploading it later, but it takes away from the live effect a little bit. So I apologize for the pixels. Why do you need an audience? Me needing an audience, Baluber. Well, I'm trying to build my channel and I need a lot of watch hours. I'm very close to getting monetized. So, having an audience, my channel is a little bit different than other people's channel. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is John and I'm a truck driver. So, basically, there's stuff that happens out here, and I try to inform other drivers or other motoring public. Might be an accident, might be a breakdown, might be something like yesterday, for example, at the truck stop across the street, there was a issue with poor quality fuel, and that makes a big problem for truck drivers because if you get a full tank of 200 gallons of the bad fuel, you could get stuck, get towed, and cost you a whole lot of money. So I don't really do it for the attention. Some people do. I do it to boarding as a pastime. Also, I just it makes the time go fast. I'm a truck driver, so I'm all over the United States. One day I'm in New Jersey, another day I'm in Fargo, North Dakota. Today I'm in California. I've been here about 3 days. I'll be here till at least tomorrow. So it makes it fun. These are videos later on when I'm out of the trucking, family, friends, and whatnot. I get to share. They get to see what's going on in my life. So that's kind of what it's about. But I appreciate your question. But that's what it's about. Danny Betancourt. I love your last name there. Enjoying, God bless. Definitely as well, man. God bless yourself, Danny. Let's see. Only, okay. Bolivar. Only useless narcissists do this. Well, I mean, listen, I respect your comment, your thoughts and your sharing, but right off the bat, in a few minutes to label narcissists in the video or towards me comment, you're not hurting my feelings. You're voicing your opinion, but I don't agree with you on that. I still wish you to have a blessed day, and if you want to watch, you can and comment. That's why we're here in America and you're allowed your comments and stuff. But I hope you're having a good day. I don't know. Do you normally deal with narcissists in your life? Because sometimes if you're pointing fingers that everybody else is a narcissist, you might be forgetting to include somebody yourself. So just think about it. A lot of people maybe don't know the full meaning of being a narcissist, but you look it up, see it. There's video, YouTube and stuff, and that's one great thing. You're able to learn about stuff. But again, I appreciate your comment. That's it. Say Andrew Fishing Company. Hey yo, Danny DeVito, where you eating at? Danny DeVito. Yep, I'm in a restaurant here at one of the truck stops in California, and enjoying a little country fried steak with some eggs. Want to start my day off good. You want some? Danny DeVito. That's a good one. I love this show, Taxi. Cooper, man, Cooper, how you doing today? Is that DB Cooper? They still looking for you and all that money. Wow, that comment's not appropriate, man. We're all brothers and sisters, and it may not seem it, but I actually grew up in the hood myself, so I learned early in life about getting along with everybody, not just people of the same race, ethnic, religion. I learned early, so it seems like you're still struggling with that. I don't know, Frankie. Maybe I read that wrong, but if it was meant as a positive, sometimes how somebody expresses something and it's written, it's two different things. So maybe it was my mistake and you meant as a positive. But sometimes you got to defend yourself. Somebody saying a comment or something like that, and not. I tend not to go with the flow, and if I believe something, it's hard for me not to comment on it. Because if you let it go, it makes it seem like you're going with the flow, or you agree, or you're weak, or whatnot. And I'm not that. Northern Normad, hi, how you doing today? See, MK's. Oh, thanks. Things going good, man. Having breakfast, got the day off, had day off yesterday. So out here in Cali, if I wasn't in the truck, man, I would have loved to gone to where the protesting is going on. You know, see that out, man. It's a sad, but man, yesterday I seen part of it on YouTube Live and stuff, man. People, it's amazing how they can come together. Yeah, it's a cause. It's not a great look for the country, because when the people are not agreeing with the government, it's not a positive thing. But I'm just amazing, man. You guys, and what happened is it's not just one nationality and stuff. Got all South America, man. All the different flags waving, blowing a horn in the car and stuff. Crazy. From what I saw, it was kind of peaceful. It was an exciting, peaceful, and it looked like the cops from the live streams that I saw weren't interfering. They were letting it flow. I think it's really smart. You know, it's everybody's right here to be able to protest, to see that and allow it without tear gas right away, cops beating you up or grabbing everybody, arresting it. Handling it that way is not good. I bet you there's a lot of people woke up tired today. Hopefully, they still made it into work and they let that energy out. And I think overall, it's like a huge exhale. They let it out of the system. Am I a gangster? People say that. Usually, true gangsters, they're quiet. You know, the people that say, yeah, I'm a gangster, I know this guy, I know this guy, I know this guy, sometimes they're a little bit talk. So maybe I'm in the middle somewhere. Had a little history in my younger, back in the day. So we'll just leave it like that. But I knew how to carry myself, talk to people, and you got to respect everybody because you don't know who's connected and who's not, who's a talker. So if you find out later, you know, could be a problem. I'm from New Jersey, New York, lived out there, live down in Florida now, but I drive a truck right now, so I'm all over the place. But not even a week ago, I was in Fargo, North Dakota. Hockey, how you doing, Hockey? Nice for you to join the stream. Andrew Fishing Company. I feel bad for you calling you Danny DeVito now. You're very kind, Jim. Hey, thank you. Hey, listen, I ain't offended, man. I'd rather than have a stream and nobody comment, I really, I was watching a little documentary about Danny DeVito and the struggles that he went to and stuff, and I think it was only like, I don't know, four something, maybe 4.3 or something. That's really hard. That is a sentence you got to go through life, and he was able to maneuver through life, make it through, and surpass some of the challenges he was able to do. But I think he's still in pain and suffering, and just I don't know. He's a survivor, right? No offense. You want to hear this? Is actually when I was younger, I used to drive a taxi in New York. So our company was like a little bit different than the regular taxi that you saw on the show, but it used to always pop in my head, man. We had so much going on. Each driver had their own personality. So I was saying, man, they need to take taxi off and put our company, the company I used to work for, was Blue Lane out of Queens, Richmond Hill, New York. What I can tell you, um, I was one of the youngest drivers, and put it to you this way, I wasn't supposed to be driving, but I was, and my personality was great. I was one of the most popular drivers there. A dispatcher told me one day, he said, listen, John, you telling people to call up and ask for you? Because we had about 25 cars, and it wasn't a yellow taxi, it was like livery, they call it. We're a private local car service out of Woodhaven, Florida. The, that's what our station, our zone was, but the office was located in Richmond Hill. But yeah, no, man, brings back memories. You're saying that, so you don't feel bad at all. I took it okay. Sorry, I'm trying to eat and catch up on some of your comments. No problem, Andrew. Vilsan, how you doing? Cool, cool. Nice seeing you, man. Hope you're having a great day today. Gaurav, Gaurav, peace, definitely. Peace in the Middle East, right? Thank you, love. I haven't stayed up to date with what's going on over there in Israel and the bombing. I keep hearing talk here. We're getting into World War III and all that, and it's not a good thing. Um, I know there's actually some people who have interest in war.
John, how we doing?
Awesome, I
Good,
appreciate that.
good.
I probably have. Oh, you got coffee there. I think we're good. We're
Okay.
good. Thank you so much,
No
Casey.
problem.
I really appreciate it. I have the best waitress. So getting back to the war and stuff, there's people, that have stocks, sell arms and all that kind of stuff. So they're always wanting conflict. When it's what they call the Cold War, when it's peace and stuff, they don't make money. So it's kind of like big pharma. They want people to be sick, and they have a medicine. So then you're addicted and have to keep buying. If everybody was healthy and the food was true and they didn't sell the toxic food, um, everything would say organic, grown right, no pesticides and all that, you know, there would be no need for the pharmaceutical side. So we need a spoon because we're gonna stir our coffee. Guys, I'm enjoying my breakfast here. They don't give me a spoon, so I gotta use a fork to stir my coffee. I don't put sugar in my coffee. I use creamers. Usually my favorite is the French vanilla. And I know there's sugar in that cream, so I utilize that type of sugar to make it sweet. Somehow it feels like I'm not using as much sugar that way. Good morning, everybody. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Maybe you hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm looking to get monetized, so I think I need like less than 400 more watch hours. So I don't get to do a lot of live streams, but that's one of the ways to kickstart it and get monetized sooner. So with your help, guys, I would definitely like that. For the guys that didn't hear earlier and you knew, I'm actually, my name is John, and I'm a truck driver. I go OTR here in the United States. Today, I've been here in California, so I have today off. I had a couple days off, so trying to enjoy a little breakfast right now. Got to get a couple things fixed on my truck, so I figure I might be a long line at the mechanic, so get a little food in the system so later on my stomach's not growling. Let's get back to some of the comments here. Gore Gaurav, you're from India. Wow. There's a lot of Indian truck drivers here in America. I hope you're having a good day. I don't know what the time difference is. There's probably afternoon. You're probably 2, 3 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock. Welcome, guys, to the stream. Becky Boo. Hey, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. You're from England. You're from across the pond. You got that nice accent over there. I love England accent, that kind of stuff. British too. When I hear them talk and hear that accent, it makes me think like if it's a woman, it makes me think like I'm talking to the queen. Makes me want to curtsy, or bow actually, girls curtsy. Interesting, cool. Thank you, love. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I went over to grab a cup, so I was like, let
You
me
are
grab
the
him some.
best.
Let me
Oh
grab
my
him
God.
something.
Thank you, love. Oh my God. I tell you, I got the best waitress. She went next door and got me some French vanilla. Nice. Guys, having a good waitress or an experience eating breakfast, it's a good start to your day. I know it gets a little expensive, don't always want to eat out, but my job and everything is I have to eat out, so I try to enjoy my food. Having a great waitress like Casey. Not sure how the quality is. It doing a lot of pixels? Oh, Country Taco, you took your message back. I'm sorry. Hey, Sea Monster, thank you so much. Yeah, California right now. Wow. Yeah, you might be right there, hyper slob. You're not a hyper slob, You're a cool guy. It's all backwards. Thank you. Macho, hi, new to the channel. Much love from Boston. Beantown. Okay. I'm a Yankee fan, so we got that rivalry going on, but I'm still upset when the Yankees had you guys years ago, down 3-0, and you guys came back, man, and destroyed me. I don't think that year you guys won the World Series, but you did do it, and you did it a couple times in a few years. So I think you guys got like 3 by now. So props out to you, man. I love going through your town whenever I go under the Big Dig, that tunnel and stuff. I know they had some issues with it. Did they ever fix it? Because I know it was kind of like collapsing a little bit. Been a while though. Oh, my chain is it's turning green. Oh shoot, Well, I need it to glow in the dark. Must be the lighting. Okay, I got it all right. Yeah, yeah. Nacho, I can't disagree with you at all. Obviously, that's a great statement there, and not everybody thinks or feel that way or start your day out that way. It's an awesome mindset. So let's see, I'm gonna pin your message, man. I really like that. Oh wow, ready for the rapture already, huh? Well, I guess you kind of gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared. Can't keep going this way, right? Man, wouldn't it be great to have 10, 20 years of great things for everybody across the whole world, starting with no war. War should be illegal. Oh, sweet chin music. I'm having country fried steak, which I finished, some mashed potatoes, and eggs, and some garlic bread toast, with some coffee with French vanilla. Thankful to my waitress. She went next door and got me the cream. I had a nice cup of coffee. And I have one more thing. I actually got ice water. I got a straw. Let me go ahead and use a straw. Let's see what time it is right now. 8:16. Okay, good. I get 2 hours free parking here at the truck stop here in California. Let's get on top of some of these comments here. Go, yep. Thank you for joining the channel, Sweet Chin. Macho, I don't care what anybody says. You do not have a right to throw rocks or spit or do anything violent. That's not what a protesting is about. Yeah, protesting is about being allowed to voice your opinion that's different. What happens is people get caught up with making their voice or opinion forced upon others. So the frustration is when everybody does not voice or feel that same opinion. So people feel by doing violence, they're going to get more attention, intimidate people to believe them. Whenever it gets to violent, it's not good. Then you're trying to force the next step. Not that war will happen because of it, but it could, and it has in the past if you get enough people behind it. But no, I really think we're getting closer and closer to the stage that here in America, our democracy they have a president, House of Congress, governors, senators, House of Representatives. You know, I think that whatever's being discussed, or for now, like what's going on, we should be able to voice our opinion, maybe through videos, or they should have certain booths, certain area, like those booths that take your picture and you pay and it prints it out. Those type of booths where you go in and your representative is in government need to listen to that and have like a month long, 2 month long. Shouldn't be longer than that. This way we get resolution and we can move on to the next topic. But they're forced to watch and listen and then react and do as the people wish. So if you have a majority, have it. Or if it's so split, I think, I don't know, it could be a big can of worms and stuff, but maybe have certain states in the United States that if this is what you feel strongly about, make that prominent in that particular state. So let's say, got to be real careful here, but let's say, okay, you want to smoke cigarettes and places outlaw here and there. This state, blah, 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 is pro smoking cigarettes. So if that's important to you and you want to be around it and you feel uncomfortable being around these other places, have that. We got 50 states. Can you imagine if we could have 50 countries in the United States as one? I mean, I guess a state in a way, it's not a country, but it does have different laws and governments and that kind of stuff. So maybe we already are like 50 countries, but just think everybody's opinion should be listened and heard and respected, whether you agree or not. Give people the time of day, let them speak, give them a platform, because a lot of times it's festering in somebody, in their mind or their body, and they want to react because they feel like they're not being heard. They feel like they're being told to, or it's going to be like this, that. So I think if we had immediate results on a month-long debate, 2 month long, and say, okay, the people have spoken, and this is what they want. I think that power should be removed from these big corporations. They make these big donations. They line the pockets of a lot of the politicians, and some of them leave, when they leave their term of office, they got hundreds of millions of dollars. Here's a quick example. And I love the president, Bill Clinton. He did 2 terms. But when he got in office, he was only worth maybe a couple $1,000,000. When he left office, he was worth over, I think, $220 million. I know they had their foundations and speaking and stuff, but we all know that's a little dummy account. So your friends want to give you money, but they're going to be watched, so they donate to your foundation and stuff, and then you get the money or able to use that money that way. So they need to kind of figure that out. A lot of people go into office for the money. As right now, our president Donald Trump, is he in there for the money? No, I want to say no, because they said on his last term when he left office, his finances suffered, and I think he lost like $2 billion. So on that example there, I want to say no. It's real touchy with President Trump. You know, he got elected, so his platform was he wanted change and stuff. The way he's going about it is, I don't think that's the best way to do it, so I don't agree with that. And I just think if you've already been here in the United States, think of the sacrifice it took to get to the United States for an immigrant. And it's a little bit dicey here because you have certain Hispanics, and one of the only few is the Puerto Ricans. Okay, and I'm not trying to blow you on blast, but just understand, my baby mom was Puerto Rican and stuff, and they are a naturalized citizen. So it doesn't feel cool where you have one part naturalized citizens, they're born in their country, in their state and whatnot, and they have full access to educational programs, welfare, ABT, all types of insurance, health insurance, and all that. And you just gotta look. Does that seem fair? Does that seem fair? I don't think so. And you have somebody from South America or Cuba or something, you come in here and you work really hard, You pay your dues, costs you a lot of money, and you're here in the United States and you got a job. That means, you know, you're producing and you're taking care of yourself. I think, listen, you want to lock up the border from here forward, good, cool. But the people that are already here, I think there's a better answer than just grabbing them and dumping them. And this guy's a good guy, that guy's a bad guy, he needs to go. I think one person, I believe I saw and read that one person got deported and it was improper, I guess. And he was able to get back here in the country and they're deporting him again or something crazy. So if you're here and you could prove that you've been here for a few years, I think it should be, hey, you've already been working, you know the country, you're doing this. Should work with the people. Grabbing and deporting and stuff, that's not fixing the problem. And I'm sure that's why a lot of those protests are going on right now. Matter of fact, I'm here in California, not too far away. So, gosh, tough. So I'm gonna try to enjoy my breakfast. Let's check out some more of these comments here. Old